whole generation of Israelites that can't rise up against you in your armies because they'll only have a bunch of women. So if you go kill all the male babies, then there's the gap. So he didn't personally do it, right? He's a great politician. His hands aren't dirty. There's no blood on his hands because he didn't actually do it. He gave hints. He gave advice. He's just an advisor, and he gets paid for it. So, but everything happens for a reason. I mean, God could have killed him, but if he wouldn't have told Pharaoh to do that, Moses wouldn't have got put in the river. He wouldn't have been raised. He wouldn't have been led to lead people out of Egypt, right? Pretty cool how one little thing or one big thing, and it turns into, without that, the movie's over in 10 minutes. So let's go to 25. So Israel settled and remained in Shittim, which is basically that area right there next door to Moab. And the people began to play the prostitute with the women of Moab by being unfaithful to God. Because God specifically said, don't go hang out with those women. Just like in Genesis, we're going through in our Bible study right now. Don't go get a wife from those people. And then they go anyway. They're like, God, they're pretty hot. Doesn't matter. They don't understand. They're not chosen. There's a lineage that needs to take place so that the whole world can be saved. Because in God's eyes, like tomorrow, right? But it's been like 2,000 years, right? But again, we're flesh. We're not perfect. So the women start coming over, but then the Israelites start sending their pretty guys over to hang out with the Moabite women. So it's not just one way. It goes both ways. So once the infestation starts, now it's just both ways, right? Verse 2 says, for they invited the Israelites to sacrifice to the sacrifices of their God, and the Israelites ate food offered to idols and bowed down to Moab's gods. The things us guys do for our women, it's just crazy. Well, because women are so special, right? Because they're not made of the earth. They're made of directly people. So, but the women have a power. I'll tell you that much. And the Israelites, right? Crazy. So they ate food that was pure in worship, and the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel. So now God's pissed. The Lord said to Moses, take all leaders of the people who have committed sin with the Moabites and execute them in broad daylight before the Lord, so that the fierce anger of the Lord may turn away from Israel. So Moses said to the judges of Israel, each one of you must kill his men who have joined themselves in Baal, implore, and worship. So every guy that was over there eating the false idols, prime ribeye steaks, and they're supposed to be having like lamb, what was that?
Messing around.
Yep. Messing around with the pretty girls, the pretty dark-skinned Moabite women, a little exotic, they look different. Maybe they even have blue eyes or whatever. See ya. Yep. False idols. The false idols thing, what I see, the more I read the Bible, the more I get knowledge, that really ticks God off. Like, you could do this thing and it's like, yeah, you shouldn't do that. Don't do it again. When you start worshiping false idols, man, he'll just open the earth. I mean, we're going to get to it. He opens the earth up and like sucks up people. Gone. Bam. He all of a sudden fills a valley with snakes, rattlesnakes. And the only way to get out of it was to follow Moses with a little rattlesnake thing. And it's up there. And so now you got to look up to God to get out of the rattlesnake. It's time after time.